Wear it, babe.
But I remember the last actual job that I had before I started my company, my salon brand. I know I've talked about this before, but I don't know if I've ever talked about how I quit and all of that. So I was an area manager for a chain of salons. So I had 10 stores where the managers directly reported to me. I did like opening new locations, closing old locations, hiring, firing, training, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, and I had been begging for them to give me a receptionist. I mean, not a receptionist, I'm sorry, an assistant. I had been begging for an assistant. I worked for them for a total of 7 years. I had been begging for an assistant for like 2.5, 3 years because it's a lot. 10 stores is a fucking lot. And then
Yeah.
each store has, like 5+ stylists. So, so anyhow, they didn't give me an assistant. They kept saying it wasn't in the budget. I quit. They hired 3 people to replace me. So clearly it was in the budget. But I remember when I left, it's the one and only time I've ever quit a job without notice, unless you count the time I only worked at a warehouse for like 4 hours. But I remember telling my husband that the location that was closest to my house, I'm like, they're maybe 6 months. I give them 6 months and they're going to close. Because I kept giving them a list of things like, this is what I need for this location. And they're just like, it was the busiest, like most profitable location in their
Mm-hmm.
chain. So because it was making so much money, they didn't feel like they needed to do any of that. So I quit that job on like June 6th. They
Mm-hmm.
closed that location on January 3rd. Closed. And they actually ended up closing 2 additional locations like over the next. I'm like, all you have to do is fucking listen. Like, he was an
Listen.
engineer and she was a social worker. And I just always was like, I don't know if they're stupid, which, like, obviously not, because an engineer and a social worker, like, clearly you're somewhat intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
or you're intentionally like sabotaging me, which also doesn't make sense because this is your business. But like, it had to be one or two, one or two. Those are the only options
Yeah.
because, like, otherwise, none of this makes sense. It was insane. I'm
It
so
never,
glad I
yeah.
quit.
Yes. Like it never. Yeah. I look back at all of my jobs and I'm like, damn, like if y'all would have just listened, maybe we could be in a different spot. But
Yeah.
nope.
And I'm super excited for you. I definitely want to hear how your the what first week
My
or
first week.
first week. Yes. And then I had an epiphany too, because did you have to take out student loans to go to cosmetology school?
I'm sure.
I know a bunch of people had to take out student loans. Cosmetology school was $7,000 when I went back in the long time ago days.
Hmm.
But I know now a bunch of people have had to take out cosmetology, or I mean, student loans. The last time I looked, I want to say it was like $28,000.
Mine
Um,
was 20.
yeah. And now they're getting ready to start, our favorite regime just not just, but has made it so that student loan debt is not like they can, what do you call it when you like contact the employer and take money out of people's checks? Like, they're going to start garnishing wages for
Oh,
student
cool.
loan debt now. So shout out to all the independent stylists who can
Look
just ignore that.
look at the
I
universe.
know,
Like,
right?
wow. Look at me.
Yeah, just one more reason to be self-employed so you can tell the state to go fuck itself. Yeah,
Literally.
good stuff. So, how was your first week? How are you
It was
feeling?
good. It was good. I will say, like, I didn't expect to be as exhausted as I was.
Mm,
But I was also like off for 10 plus days prior to
mhm.
going back. So, but it was good. I was I thought like busy for someone who just opened up a business. So pretty happy. And a lot of people, like more people are finding me. So my books are just getting more and more
Yay.
booked. Yeah.
Yay, good
So
stuff.
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm trying to also be realistic. As you know, like January and February are kind of like iffy months anyways as
Mhm,
hairstylists, just because it's after
mhm,
the holidays, kids are going
mhm,
back to school, and
mhm.
like people all, everyone just spent their money. But like given that, I'm like, okay, but we're pretty good. And
I feel like
like,
if this is how we're starting, imagine what it
yeah,
looks like,
yeah. And
beginning of the
January's
holidays.
not over.
Uh-huh.
So
Yay. Have
yeah.
you made yourself a Google listing?
Of
Your business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not on Google. Like, I
Okay.
have a website and a booking site, but I should maybe look into
It's
that.
super easy. It's free. If you need help, I'm happy to help.
Okay.
Google, Yelp, Nextdoor, like the Nextdoor app, definitely those three places. Make yourself a business page and start asking every single guest that sits in your chair to write you a review
Okay.
because it helps other people find you too. Like
Okay.
outside of their, like, of course, you want them to send their friends and family and coworkers and all of that. But if they
Right.
write you a review, it helps for other people who are looking for services in your area who don't know people that have already been, it helps them find you. So
Yeah, okay.
Google Nextdoor and Yelp,
I will.
when you have time, when you have time.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
exciting.
I
Okay.
did get some stickers made, and those should
Mhm.
hopefully be here this week. And I just designed a business card. I'm waiting for my little brother to give his approval so I can get those made.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff. What is going on here? I feel like this light is so bright. What light is it that's so bright? Why is it so bright? There we go.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah, right. Why it's like I still feel like it's bright. It's a little better. All right, so um let me open up the doc. Where are we going today?
Wherever you want to go. I think we were both in there at the same time.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
I was, like, putting something, and then I saw that, like, something else was there, and I didn't see it, and I was like, "We're in here at the same time."
Good stuff.
Oh, do you know the TikTok, couple, Christy and Desmond? I'm 90% sure you've probably seen one of their videos.
Okay.
He's like a chef, she's gorgeous. They
Mhm.
have 2 boys, and they were always making videos of she was always like, "Things I do to annoy my husband or, like, scare my husband."
Mhm. Mm-mm.
Um,
That doesn't sound
and
familiar.
let me pull up a picture, you're gonna be like, "Oh, yeah." Um, well, they're getting divorced.
Oh no.
Yeah,
What happened?
apparently cheating.
So I saw something that said they were getting divorced, but I didn't know who they were. But for some reason, my algorithm was like, "Hey, these two people are getting divorced," and I'm like, "Oh, that's sad." And like,
Yeah, I'm sure you have seen a few of their
okay,
videos. Especially,
yeah,
I wanna say they went pretty popular during quarantine, I think.
okay. So
Um, but yeah, so apparently cheating. I saw like TMZ reported Christy filed for divorce and the reason was infidelity. And then he made, and she hasn't like said anything to my knowledge about it. But
mhm,
like I said, he is a chef. She has like posted her most recent videos, like a few of them. She's posted that she was cooking And it's always been a running joke, like, if Christy's cooking, like, there's a problem because, like, she doesn't know how to cook.
Mhm. Wow.
And so, yeah. So he posted on his story, I think it was yesterday, and he says, I want to begin by apologizing to Christy, our family, and everyone who has been impacted by the public attention surrounding this situation. I know this news has been disappointing for many, and I'm truly sorry for the hurt it has caused. Christy is the mother of my children, and that will always come first. I remain fully committed to being an active, present, and loving parent to our boys, as I have always been. Christy and I faced challenges and made sincere efforts to work through them. Toward the end of 2025, I wanted to separate, and I had conversations with Christy regarding this. During this period, I made choices that I am not proud of. I took responsibility for those actions. I shared this with her directly and personally, and ultimately, we decided to divorce. I asked for privacy and compassion as we navigate this difficult chapter of our lives. Thank you to everyone who has supported us over the years. I'm grateful for the support and will continue sharing my love for cooking and things that inspire me. I hope you'll continue that journey with me.
It costs $0 to just shut the fuck up, though.
Okay,
I
like,
don't know why he felt the need to even, like,
right.
say that he wanted to separate, like,
Well, and it
okay.
sounds like you went to her and said, I don't want to be together anymore. And she was like, well, I want to work this out. And then you were like, well, I'm going to go cheat and give you a reason to not. If the cheating is true.
Well, and chances are good that he maybe cheated first and came and said, "I don't wanna be together anymore." Like, who knows?
Yeah.
I I saw a video on Twitter earlier this week, and it has had me so tickled all week because it was this girl, and she's just given birth to her first child, and she's just like, "I just don't understand people who think that men are good at, like, literally anything." Like, she's like, "I literally, like, grew this baby in my womb. I worked for 9 months straight while puking my guts out. Like, I pushed this baby out of my coot." Like, she's like, "And, fed this baby from my breast, and, like, this man is literally just sitting here scratching his balls the whole time." Like, like, why do we think that they're good at things?
Literally. I did it's interesting that you bring that up because I was reading something and they were talking about how that's why AI is so popular right now is because it's giving men like this power of life. And I've always said like what um what if God or what if men created God because women created life?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I was just telling a client this week, like, AI is going crazy, like, it's going bonkers right now, and then the Trump administration has made it very clear that they don't have any intention of putting guardrails on, like, they're just letting it go wild. And it's, all the same people that think it's amazing right now are going to be the ones that are going to be replaced by it first. Um, and then I feel like though maybe then they'll believe in socialism. Like when you can't get a job and like you still have bills, like maybe then they'll believe in socialism because they'll need that, universal pay or it's crazy. Everything's completely insane right now. I'm just like every day I'm just looking around and I'm like, why are we all acting like this is all normal? Like
No,
we live
literally.
in our own world.
Literally. Yeah.
Crazy
I was
town.
I was just saying to someone, like, we were talking about Trump and how, like, why did he have to go in this direction? Like, because I will say, he is like, I get the appeal. Like, he can be entertaining. I hate that he's like clearly a fascist and like all that, but
You talking
like
about Trump?
dude knows how to work a camera sometimes. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, imagine if you spent this energy on like something that wouldn't destroy everyone's fucking life.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
could have been like the next Joan Rivers.
Mhm.
Like, once she passed away, you could have taken over like
Yeah.
entertainment when it, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
what did we do? We
Yeah.
entertained him when he was like, "I'm gonna run for president." And we were like, "You know what? Yeah. Yeah."
Gross. Gross.
Like,
Yeah. And I know we've talked about before that I actively avoid the news, but I did have a clip slide across my timeline of him, like, I think in the middle of a like the media's there. I don't know why I can't say words today. Um, like when he's talking to the media and just in the
like a
middle of whatever
conference.
conference, thank you, a press conference. And in the middle of them asking him a question, he just gets up and like goes and looks out the window and starts talking about the ballroom. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Like, he is
What?
funny, but also,
What?
like, why are you the president of the United States? I was telling my guest, I was like, "This would be hilarious if it wasn't real life." Like, if
Yeah.
I was watching a
If it was just
scripted
a
TV
sitcom,
show,
yeah, it
funny,
would be. Yeah.
funny,
Yeah.
but the fact that I'm actually living it, not funny,
Mhm.
not
Not
funny.
funny.
Kinda
Feels
scary.
very tragic and scary.
Yeah,
Yes.
kinda scary, kinda scary.
Literally. I do want to kind of join Donald Trump and go back to salon culture and beauty industry talk because I saw where, the big beautiful bill passed, however, back a couple months ago. And one of the things that I've seen some hairstylists who also happen to be Trump supporters um, be excited about is the no tax on tips.
Mm,
And so I did go and look that up, and that did pass as a part of the big beautiful bill. The big beautiful, I hate even calling it the big beautiful bill. That's why I keep doing
mhm,
this because but the no tax on tips did pass. And I think for the majority of everyday people that are going to qualify for it. And I want to say it's like 20 up to $25,000.
mhm.
So that is like, a very small bright spot in the middle of, you know, this cyclone that we're
Yes.
living through.
Sometimes you just have to think of the positives,
you know.
because
But
unless
that's
you're
only
gonna
if you actually plan on filing taxes this year, which is another story that we don't have to get into right now.
right. I was trying to, like, look up, I mean, I guess unless we started our own church, right? Or our own religion,
Mhm.
but other than that, I don't know if or go completely off grid,
Well, you mean as far as like not filing taxes or not paying
not
taxes?
paying taxes.
So it occurred to me that, like, if you're a content creator,
Mhm.
which we are clearly,
Hey.
that you could, I don't see why this couldn't work. I haven't done a bunch of research into it. And by the way, I'm a hairstylist, not an accountant or tax attorney. Disclaimer. However, it occurs to me that what if you set up an LLC for your content creation business? Because at the end of the day, a business expense is any money that you spend to like grow your business or like to run your business. So if your
Mhm.
business is content creation, then literally every dollar you spend could potentially be a business expense and you could
Mhm.
write off your entire life and maybe even get a refund. I don't know.
Yes,
Something to look
right.
into. Something to look into. I was just like thinking, I was just like, yeah, ruminating the other day. I'm like, because I'm like bound and determined to not send this government a fucking penny. So I'm
Literally.
like, how can I do that and like not have people knocking on my door? Which, it would take years for them to get to that point anyway, but I don't want them knocking on my door.
Which, mind you, the Pentagon just
As well,
failed their audit for the
yeah.
8th year.
Knock on your own fucking door.
Like,
Worry about yourself.
that's why I'm always like, I know
Yeah,
y'all ain't trying to come after
I
me when
know.
y'all
Yeah.
are like trillions of dollars into debt. Worry
Mm.
about yourself
Trillions
first.
of dollars in debt and like have trillions of additional dollars that are unaccounted for.
Right.
So, yeah, sweep on your own front stoop. For real.
Ugh, we got
Yeah.
over the Panama Papers way too quickly.
Yes, talk about do you have it to talk about the Panama Papers briefly for people that don't know what that means?
I mean, it was just all those celebrities, politicians that have millions of dollars in offshore bank accounts.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Like probably at least one of your favorite movie stars. Like
Mhm.
I was shocked to when Emma Watson's name dropped. I was like, "What?
I
Hermione
mean,
Granger?"
listen, if I knew how to do it, I would send money to offshore bank accounts. Not even gonna hold you. If
I
somebody
mean,
taught me
sure.
how, I would do it. If that makes me problematic, I don't know. But I'm fucking sick of it. Like, and I was just telling somebody, like, I have absolutely no problem paying my fair share of taxes for things that I deem worthy. Like, I don't mind spending tax money on making sure that children eat and making sure that like everyone has a home and making sure that everyone has access to health care and people with disabilities have access to the resources they need and but like I don't want to send tax money to blow up kids in um
Other countries.
anywhere.
Yeah,
Anywhere. Like literally anywhere. I don't want to
absolutely.
spend tax money. I don't want to send tax money to extract dictators from other countries or send money to other countries so that they can have free healthcare and free education while we fucking struggle. Like, I'm sick of it.
Yeah, it's sometimes I really do feel like I'm going insane. Like, this is reality.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. I see you have on here, and I'm curious about it. I'll preface this with I've never seen an episode of Stranger Things.
Mm.
I did have a client who was in this most recent season though, and so I promised her that I was gonna watch it. I just haven't yet.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
but I do have a client that just gave me a whole like rundown of all the seasons, and so now I am kind of intrigued based
Yeah.
on his synopsis.
Mhm.
But I see you have Stranger Things season 5 finale and theories, and he had some pretty interesting theories. Mind you, like I said, I've never seen it, so
Mhm.
but I'm just curious what that means.
Yeah. So my little theories aren't so much like conspiracy theories with the show.
Mhm,
Well, kind of. It's more with the writers because I personally was a little disappointed in the
mm,
finale. Um, like it just felt really rushed and like
mm,
things didn't make a whole lot of sense. And then it was like, okay, that's it, we're done. And it was like,
mhm,
wait, what?
yeah,
And like I saw apparently because it was created by the Duffer Brothers,
Okay.
And one of them, or I don't know if both are married, but one of them separated from his wife, like I think within these past couple years. And rumor has it that she was a ghostwriter on the show. And I was like, you know what? I would absolutely believe that because the first 4 seasons, phenomenal. Like the writing, the acting, like just how it's shot, it was so good. Especially like season 1, like, so good. And then it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, season 5, it literally felt like, here, damn.
Mhm. And so I wonder if she was more than a ghostwriter,
I
and now they can't hold it up because she's like,
Well,
yeah.
I saw, I don't know if it's true, but they were saying that um they bet that she took like the final screenplay or like
Manuscript.
script
Mhm.
with her. And
Mm.
like they quickly had to be like, okay, let's try to,
Good for her. Good for her.
yeah. hmm But I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and some people loved the finale. I was just
Mhm.
kind of like,
My client that was telling me about it thought it was terrible.
yeah.
Now he's a high schooler. He's a senior in high school, and he was just like, yeah, basically, like you said, he didn't say "here, damn," but basically that's the vibes, right? Like he's like, just throw some
Yeah.
shit together and like throw it out there. He's like, it didn't even really make sense, with the other stuff. Like, yeah.
And it also felt lazy at times. Like,
Mm.
there's a point where they go into this dimension and, like, where are all the monsters? Like, you're
Yeah,
literally in the monster's home and
yeah,
not one is to be found. Like, it just
yeah.
felt really lazy. And, like, it is such a shame because, like, Maddie Sink, is it Kayla McLaughlin and Jamie Bauer Campbell, however you say his name, like all gave great performances. Like every
Mhm.
season, they are showing up and like putting in the work.
Yeah,
And like, no shade to anyone who gets like filler or anything, but Millie, who plays 11, the main girl, like has all this Botox in her face. And there's
right.
just scenes where, like, I'm supposed to be taking her seriously, and she's just kinda like,
Oh God.
I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And yeah, it took, and I get it, because when you're an actor, you get multiple jobs, but I don't know, I think when you sign up for a TV show, though, like, you really have to figure out, like, the scheduling. Because that's the thing too, like, when we first meet them, they are literally children, like
Mhm.
11, 12 years old.
Mhm.
And, like,
Mhm.
the
And now
last
they let so
episode,
much time pass.
yeah, and,
And
like,
so
the
they
last
kinda, yeah,
episode, it's them, like, graduating high school, and it's like, "No, these are, like,
young
23-year-olds."
adults. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Millie's married and a whole parent.
Yeah. And I know, like, back in the day, they used to 20 somethings used to regularly play high schoolers back in the day, but it's like, um, I don't know, like, life is lifing, and so I just feel like 23-year-olds don't always necessarily look like 23-year-olds anymore, and maybe it's the Botox. Like, maybe it's because they won't stop putting fillers in their face, like, "Baby, you're just a baby, like, your
Yeah,
brain's not even fully developed yet, and you're
exactly.
injecting a toxin into your skull, like, relax."
Literally, chill, chill.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I just yeah, maybe we need to be a little bit more realistic. Like if you're supposed to be playing a high schooler,
Mhm.
Maybe we wait until the show's over with. But then
Mm.
also, I don't want to sound controlling and saying like, well, actors can't do it. And it's like, no, you can. Just think about how
Just
that's
thinking
gonna
out
look
loud.
though. And
Just
like,
thinking out loud.
yeah, just thinking out loud. And I watch Percy Jackson, the show is really good. And like kind of same thing when we first meet them, they're like, book accurate. But now like the boys are going through puberty and like they're growing up and it's like I'm supposed to believe that he's supposed to be like 14. He should be paying taxes.
Yeah.
Like he's going to
Yeah.
be signing up for the war soon. Like what?
Yeah. My
But
God.
Percy Jackson is a great show.
Yeah. I haven't
It
seen,
is.
I don't even know that I've heard of that one.
It's based off books.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. Yeah.
Your grandson would probably like them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. Is it a little black boy?
No, I think you're thinking of Chasing Dion.
No, and I've seen that one, but no, there. Oh, okay. I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Percy Jackson just sounds like somebody's black uncle or grandpa, so maybe that's what it is.
I will say in the show, Percy is a little white boy, but he has like curly hair, and Annabeth is black. And then he has like a satyr, and it's his friend. And he's brown. I don't know like where he's from, but he's like a dark brown.
Yeah.
Middle
Oh
Eastern,
yeah.
maybe.
Nope, I see it.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, that's not the books that I was looking at. Okay. All right. Good things. Have you seen so I want to venture over real quick into the Aiden Ross and Black Men topic. I personally like I know of Aiden Ross in passing, like I've heard his name, but I'm somebody's grandma, so I'm not his target demographic, you know what I mean? So I'm not familiar with his work. But I am familiar with his name, and every time his name has come across my algorithm, it's always been associated with like some
It's never
um
good.
it's never good. It's always drama, always.
Hmm.
So most recently, he was talking big shit about Dochi and just calling her everything but a child of God. He called her a whore. He called her ugly. Like he just was just talking like big shit about her. And the part for me that's the most frustrating is like he's literally sitting next to a black man having this discussion. And so there was this other I don't know if he was an influencer. I don't know who he was. I want to say his name is Glasses Malone maybe, who is apparently he's a younger black guy who is like a hood dude, like a
Hmm.
stereotypical hood dude is what we'll call him. And generally speaking, when you're talking about a stereotypical hood dude, they can be problematic, they can be toxic when it comes to like intersections of different, things that we care about. But
Hmm.
on this particular thing, he was just like, look, dude, talking to Aiden Ross, like, you're not going to talk about this black woman like a dog with me sitting right here. Like, I'll beat your ass.
I
Like,
know
you
that's
know what I
right.
mean? Like, basically, that's the vibes, right? So this podcast that I actually watch fairly regularly, it's called Higher Learning, and it's uh Van Lathan is the guy's name. Van Lathan
Ooh,
is the guy who
I like
do you, are
him.
you okay, I also like him. Van Lathan is like a stereotypical hood dude though. He's just like very educated, but still also a hood dude.
Hmm.
and then his co-host Rachel. They co-host this show together. And so they're talking about this, and Rachel, I'm pretty sure the co-host, that's her name, is like big ups Glasses Malone, even though she is honest in that she doesn't really care for him because of these other problematic things that he does. But in this instance, like shout out to him for sticking up for Doechii. But let's talk about the type of Black man that allows an Aiden Ross to sit there and talk shit about Black women. Like she wants to have that conversation. And Van just was really in his feelings about it. And so it's got the internet kind of in an uproar, or at least my algorithm, the people that I watch regularly are kind of in an uproar, where Black men, specifically like stereotypically hood Black men, are like in their feelings because they feel like they can't do anything right, right? Like that Black women are just always like Black men this and Black men that, and lumping everyone together. And I guess the whole reason I'm on this ramble is because it's like not about lumping everyone together. And we're not going to do like not all Black men, because that's how it was feeling to me. That's how the argument was feeling, very not all Black men. That's not the point. Like the point is that there is a type of Black man that allows white men or white people to sit around and talk shit about Black women, or that they will sit around and talk shit about Black women with these white people. That's the type of Black man that we're talking about. And y'all are fucking trash. Like y'all are trying. Your mama is Black, bitch. Like get your shit together, bro.
Yes.
Get your shit together.
And I think some Black men also like don't realize, like, yes, even though you're a Black man in America and still have to deal with like racism and stuff, you also get the benefit of being a man and benefiting from patriarchy, which is in proximity with whiteness. So, food for thought.
Yeah. So I just really wanted to get that off of my chest and be very specific about the type of Black man. The type of Black man is the type who allows white people to talk shit about Black women while sitting next to them and not being afraid to be punched in the mouth. Like, I want you to be afraid to talk shit about Black people sitting next to me. Like,
Right.
don't say, I will talk shit about Black men all I want. Becky is not going to talk shit about Black men with me. She's not. I'm not here for it.
Exactly. And
I actually
also,
had a client one time years ago. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Get this on. She was a white woman, and we were, I think, roughly the same age. And she had started dating this guy when he was in prison and married him while he was in prison. Was like with him the whole time. And then he came out, and of course he wasn't shit because you met him in prison. And so I actually fired her as a client for other reasons, but I'll never forget, like, after he had been out of prison for a while, and this is like her 30th story of the bullshit that she's going through with him. And she goes, "Can I ask you a question?" And I'm like, "Okay." And she's like, "Why is it that Black men can never be satisfied with only one woman?" I'm like, "Bitch, your Black man can't be satisfied with only one woman. Are we really gonna sit here and try to pathologize Black men? Like, first of all, like Black men are the only men on the planet that cheat. Let's start there, because we know that's not true.
Right.
And like, just because your man isn't shit doesn't mean that we're gonna make a whole race of men not be shit. Like your man ain't shit. And you knew that when you married him. He was in prison, babes.
Hello.
He wasn't in there for being a great guy, is all I'm saying.
No.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's crazy. And like, doesn't Aiden Ross have a cease and desist from Megan Thee Stallion because he was talking about
Does
her?
he? I don't know.
Pretty sure He's
And
the
like,
streamer that was, like, talking shit on her, and when she came out with that song, and she was like, "And the next time one of y'all talk about me in one of your little videos, I'm gonna send you a cease and desist." And I
mm,
thought for a minute he was, like, in hiding because her people were trying to find him.
oh, as he should be.
Let me see.
Make white men scared to get their asses whooped again. Like,
Literally.
why is my name even in your mouth? I would never give you the
Literally.
time of day. So why are you even speaking on me?
And I
I
wanna
don't
say he was a Tory Lanez fan, and
Of
that's why.
course he was.
Yeah.
Of course he was. Tory Lanez is probably the type of black man that allows white men to sit around and talk shit about black women. Like Charlemagne the God, who will sit up and just kiki with Andrew Schultz. Like that shit is cool. Like,
Mhm.
no. No.
Oh, she subpoenaed the streamer in late 2025 for his alleged involvement in spreading misinformation about her after the Tory Lanez shooting,
Mm.
leading to a high-profile legal battle where Ross tried and failed to quash the subpoena, culminating in him being ordered to testify and provide documents as part of Megan's larger defamation case against bloggers. Period.
Period. Keep my name out your mouth.
Literally. And, like,
Find
you're a
some other
fucking
shit to talk
loser.
about. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we got here? Oh, you said Christy and Desmond announced divorce. We did that
Mhm,
one. Have you been following Mamdani? He's officially in office. It's
yes, I've been
been, what are we
seeing, like, a
on?
little bit.
11 days.
Mhm.
He's been doing some shit.
Yeah.
He's been doing some shit. I'm like, I don't like to give, I don't like to put too much faith in politicians
Mhm.
because, politics. But what did I see that he's like already done? He's already been making some headway and like rent, like he's apparently been on landlords' heads in New York
Mhm.
City.
I did see that.
Um, and something about like daycare for, so that people can go to work. He's been working on that.
Okay.
He reversed a bunch of things that the last mayor, whose name I can't remember, but he was charged,
Wasn't it
with
Eric something?
Adams. Yes, thank you. Yeah, he reversed some of the things that some of the executive orders that he had put in place
Mhm.
and that were directly related to like it was like if you worked for the state, you could never like basically talk shit about Israel. Like, why is that an executive order?
Yeah.
Like, why even is that? And so yeah, he reversed that and several others that were along the same lines there. Like, he's just been kind of killing it, and I'm really excited for New Yorkers, honestly.
Yeah, it will be interesting because he has that job for what, 4 years, right?
Hmm. I
Yeah,
think
it
so.
will be interesting because if he's getting this done in a week, like, what can happen?
Well, and it's crazy because if he can do that in a week, then really what that's doing is making it clear that nobody else is even trying. Like, you're not even
Mhm.
trying.
Yeah.
You're not even trying.
Not even trying.
And is it the governor of New York that's like, she just helped him? She signed something. I don't know why my brain is just not working today, but she's up for reelection. And so she hopped
Mm,
right on and signed the paperwork that she needed to sign because she wants to be reelected. And
mhm,
had Cuomo or whoever else it was that were like, had they run, it wouldn't have gotten done. It's clear it would not. Again, they wouldn't have even tried it.
right.
But by her being up for reelection, he was kind of holding her feet to the fire because if you don't
Mhm,
sign it, now it's on you.
right.
And I'm snitching.
Mhm,
I'm snitching.
absolutely. Absolutely. I
So,
know. I yeah, I am happy and yeah, wish nothing but the best and just hope that like, he doesn't fall into the system cuz
mhm,
I feel like as mayor you can only do so much, right? I mean,
mhm,
he already had
mhm.
to get the governor to sign off on something. And I think too, it's easy, like a little bit easier for him because like New York is such a big popular state, right?
Mhm.
Or city. But I'm also kind of like, but what about like the small little rural towns where like there's not a lot of attention going on there? Like
Yeah,
imagine what's being swept under the rug because they're not constantly being watched. And,
yeah,
like, people always like, I get kind of frustrated when people, even now, are like, "How did we get here?" Like, "This is so crazy," and it's like, "Yeah, because while you guys were paying attention to, like, all these big states, what New York, California, Texas were doing, Midwest states, Southern states, they're getting into the school boards, they're getting into local seats, like, and
yeah,
that's where it, like, stops, you know what I mean?
yeah. Yep,
So,
yep.
yeah, I'm, excited for Mom Dami, but also, like, I don't like to get my hopes too high because
Truly,
I've had to walk
truly.
it back.
Truly. Well,
Um,
that and also I would really be concerned, like, I hope he's got good security
yeah,
because, like, even if, like, let's say on the bright side, he truly wants to do everything that he said he wants to do.
mhm,
Some of the things are kind of meh. Like, I still feel a little weird about like his position on police. Like some of the policing things are a little, I don't really like
mhm.
it, but for the things that we do agree on, let's assume that he really wants to do those things. Um, the status quo is not going to like that too much.
Mhm.
And they've been known to like people just end up unalived in mysterious accidents and things like that. And I just really hope that he's being careful about the way he moves and has security.
Yeah,
You know, yeah,
100%.
yeah. Yeah, because did you see that, I think it's like a judge in one of Netanyahu's cases just, was unalived in a motorcycle accident. Did you
Mm,
see that? Yeah.
no.
Speaking of how the establishment just seems to always be lucky.
Right, right. Like, crazy
Yeah,
how that happens.
yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Did you see where, the Dems held a candlelight vigil on January 6th?
No.
Girl, they were singing, I don't wanna say they were singing, like, Negro spirituals. What were they singing? Maybe it was God Bless America, I don't know, but they definitely held a candlelight vigil and, like, were singing together and all of that. That was January 6th. And then literally the next day is when the ICE officer shot that white woman in the face.
Mm,
So I'm like, how we went, like, we literally, in 5 years, we went from police kneeling on a black man's neck and everybody being cool with that to police shooting a white woman in the face and in 5 years. Like, that's a huge jump. No?
mhm. Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
really big jump.
Mhm.
5 years. And so yeah, seeing that the candlelight vigil, it reminded me of when they were kneeling with the kente cloth. And I'm just like, I just feel like and I know we've said this before, but I just cannot stop making this point that they just like do not get us at all. They're not even
No.
trying to understand. Like it just they keep on with the performative, like dude, we don't care about any of that shit. And
Not
like
at
the
all.
midterms are coming up, and I feel like people will vote like this would be an anti-vote because it's not that people are voting for Dems because they feel like Dems are going to do anything for them. I
Mhm.
think at this point, if we're lucky, people are just voting anti to try and take power away from this regime.
And it's like, see, I'm kinda like, can it even be taken away? He has
Yeah.
his people right where he
Mhm.
wants them to be.
Mhm.
And, like, if it's not Trump, it's gonna be someone else.
Truly. Yeah.
And
Truly.
I think
I think
they're
it's time
starting to
to move
realize
on.
that they need someone smarter and
Mhm.
who can, like, do the dirty work a little
More
bit more,
polished.
yeah, a little bit more professional.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, yeah, how do you reform this?
No, I think we're well past that.
Yeah, like, no way. And even if, like, this is why I feel a little bit about Mamdani, like, even if we get all the people that we want in there, who's to say that they wouldn't be swindled
Mhm.
with the right amount of money,
Mhm.
like we've seen
Mhm.
time and time again?
Mhm.
And, like, I know,
A combination of threatening someone that you love, like, "Take this
right,
money," or
right, yeah. And I
Yeah.
mean, us personally, we watched it happen with Cori Bush. Like,
Mm.
she got outbought by fucking AIPAC and all those other super PACs.
Mhm. Mhm. And something just happened where Josh Hawley just signed something that I was like, what planet are we on that me and Josh Hawley are on the same side of anything?
I
What
forget
just,
about him.
girl, I don't even remember so many things happen so quickly that it's like you can't even write it all down. But Josh Hawley just signed something or like jumped on board with something in Missouri that I was like, I can't believe. Like it made me think like, do I need to take a look at my position? Because like, how are we on the same side of anything?
I heard he was trying to clean up his act because he'll probably try to run for president or something
Wow.
on a more higher level than the position he's at now.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Quiet as it's kept, I still think Marjorie Taylor Greene is on that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she says
They
she's not.
all are.
Mhm.
'Cause they're all seeing now that, like, "Oh, maybe Trump wasn't as popular as we all thought he was." So, yeah,
Mhm.
they're all gonna try to rebrand themselves, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose the term, like, because I think conservative and Republican now has, like, gotten such this extreme, like,
Mhm.
people just think you're, a fascist or whatever. And, like,
Mhm.
we know not all Republicans, like, even agree with Trump and all that stuff, but I could see a big rebrand for, like, just the Republican Party in general, and maybe that stepping into more libertarian or a more centrist
Mhm.
view.
Mhm. No, I totally agree. And I've always said that libertarian is Republican light.
Yeah.
Um, and I've been hearing where there's a faction of conservative Republicans that are moving away from MAGA and more towards America First, which also I'm pretty sure is a Yahtzee saying, just like, but they're
Mhm.
moving more towards, America First as an ideology, as a way to be separate from MAGA, right? And I
Mhm.
think that's so as we're seeing the rebranding, when we hear that America First, just know that it's the same shit, different day.
Mhm. Well, yeah, and I think, uh when Charlie Kirk was killed, like, I think we kinda saw it there, like, you're starting to see these 2 supremacist groups that
Mhm.
they've all gotten together and now they're
Mhm.
trying to find a new leader within themselves. And you have
Mhm.
some that do like that believe, Christian, white, blonde hair, blue eyes, all that, more
Mhm.
eugenics. And then you
Mhm.
have some that are like, well, no, we can be cool with black people as long as they believe and think like we do. And,
Mhm.
like, there's a huge difference, like
Mhm.
and that's
Mhm.
why, Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk's friendship, like, bothered a lot of
Mhm.
white supremacists because 'cause they're like,
Mhm.
"Charlie, you're supposed to be on our side. What are you
Yeah.
doing with her?"
Well, and they're like, and I know I mentioned this last time, they're like really salt. Candace is blowing up their spots.
Mhm. That
She's
was her
blowing up their
man.
spot. Yeah, clearly. And yeah, she's got Erica out here looking real suspicious. I mean, Erica's got
Mhm.
herself looking real suspicious, but based on the evidence that's being presented, like Candace is blowing up their spot. Like I know Candace is probably in danger too, honestly.
Mhm.
She's talking a lot of shit right now.
Yeah. I mean, and
Mhm.
this will be year 250 for
Yeah, this summer is gonna be
America.
wild. This summer is gonna be
Mhm.
wild. Yeah.
Did you ever watch the movie Civil War?
Mm-mm.
I always think like I think that's how it's probably all gonna play out because you have like in the movie you had certain states like Florida, Washington D.C., Texas, and I think like some a state on the Northwest that were like they kind of had the militia groups rise
Mhm.
up and kind of like take over. But then you had like other states like in the Midwest that were just like doing life just like there wasn't a civil war going on. And I'm talking civil war like Washington D.C. is taken over, no one knows where the president is, like things are
Wow.
on lockdown.
Okay.
And it the movie follows like these group of journalists trying to go to the White House to see if they can try and get like the interview with the president. And they drive through some states and it was kind of funny. They like walk into the store and the clerk is just like reading the newspaper and she's like, "Hey, like feel free to help yourself. If you have any questions, like let me know." And they're all kind of like 'cause they just went through, like, a shootout with a militia group, and they're just
Yeah,
kinda
yeah.
like, "Are you aware of, like, what's going on outside?" And she was
Outside.
like yeah, and she's like, "I mean, yeah, but, has nothing to do with me, I'm just gonna keep doing my job," and it's like, "Okay,
That's where we are, kind of.
yeah, mhm,
Kind of where
mhm,
we are.
here we are." But, when they get pulled over or, like, kinda have this issue with this militia group, one of the questions, because 2 of the men were foreign. I think one was from China and the other one was from the Philippines originally. But like the guy was like, uh, who are you? And they were like, we're Americans. And he was like, what kind of American are you? And it's like, yep, that's where we are.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. I'm just still it's just so beyond me that people think that like the stuff that we're seeing right now just through our phone screens, right? We're watching people be snatched off the street. We just watched a woman get shot in the face by a January 6th terrorist. And then and then the guy that shot her in the face is married to like
a woman
I
from the
think
Philippines. Crazy how that works.
like
I mean, the
what?
president is married to what is she, a Ukrainian or
Something,
Russian? I don't know.
something European.
Yeah, all of his wives have been, I think,
Every
except
single one of
one.
them.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, every single
I think
one.
all of them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of them have been
Yeah,
immigrants and immigrants who were here under suspicious circumstances too, like
Mhm.
that they may not even be legal.
I was shocked to find out Mitch McConnell's old ass was she's married to like an Asian woman, and I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah.
I mean, JD Vance, like the list goes on and on.
And I just don't understand how any self-respecting person of color can be married to someone who is so vocal in their hatred of people of color. Like, how can you be married to some? And I guess it's just like, oh, well, he's not talking about me. Like, I guess those are the vibes.
Mhm. He would
But
never do that to me.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, babes.
As soon as he finds your replacement, I promise you, he
Yeah,
will
I'm pretty sure
absolutely
Usha's
do that.
about to FAFO.
Oh, yeah. Charlie or not Charlie, Erica and JD are gonna get together.
Hmm.
That's why they're redoing the ballroom, so they can get married there.
Stop. You think?
That's what I heard. That's what they're saying.
That's what the streets are saying.
That's what the streets are saying.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
feel like they are kinda, like, soft launching because, like, she's supposed to be this grieving widow, and, if him and Usha really do divorce, like, it's gonna turn into, like, they had nobody, so they turned to each other, and, like, the romance just flew.
Yeah.
And then she'll come out and probably say something like, "I just know Charlie would want me to be with someone like JD Vance."
I just bookmarked that so we can play it in a couple of years. We can
Yeah,
come back. Like,
come
so
back
remember
to.
back in early
Mhm.
2026?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Crazy. Crazy times we're living in. And every time I think that, then I also think like, my grandmother just turned 90 and I'm like, she probably was thinking the same shit. Like, like what is going on? It can't be any worse than it. Like, this is insane. And then it just keeps
mhm,
getting more and more insane.
mhm.
So
It's
like,
too much.
yeah.
And you know what I will say? Not to say that I would, like, wanna live during, like, the time that your grandma, grew up in. Because 'Cause don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, I'm very spoiled. Like, I
Mhm.
don't wanna, I know I say, like, living off grid. When I say that, I mean, I want a patch of land, but, like, Wi-Fi, hot water.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
Absolutely.
saying.
Flushing toilets. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying, like, roughing it at all.
Yeah,
But,
same.
like, what I do kind of envy is, like, back in the day, all they had were newspapers, for real. That's how you kinda got your news, and, like,
Mhm.
yes, when TV and stuff became more popular, but, like, even back then, like, you probably weren't getting, like, news from other countries as quickly, like, as we are
Mhm.
today, and
Mhm.
so but then, kind of vice versa, I'm sure there were tons of things that just went unnoticed just because. So, give or take, but I'm just like, "Damn," because I do feel guilty sometimes when I don't know about certain things happening, but
Mhm.
it's also like, what more can I
Surely. Yeah.
ingest?
No, I'm
Like.
here that it's a privilege to not know certain things. Like, it's a privilege to just be like, I can't,
Mhm.
you know? And also, like, yeah, I can only take so much. I still have to go out and function under capitalism.
Yeah. Like,
You
can I
know?
say I'm mentally ill and traumatized?
Definitely,
Because it seems like
definitely
that
am.
works for white people when they don't wanna do
Mhm.
something.
And what's crazy is, and in 2020, when I had that fight with the client that wrote me the letter, one of the reasons she wrote that letter was because during our argument, I was saying to her, like, do you understand that, like, Black people were under, slavery for a couple hundred years, and then Jim Crow, And it's basically like all of the worst abuses that have ever happened, in the history of humankind. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, well, sorry, our bad, you're free now. With no anything, like nothing. There's no resources. It's just like, oh, okay, you're free now.
Right.
And
Pull
then
yourself
boom,
up by the bootstraps.
and then Jim Crow. And I'm like, so when you look at that, like, of course there's mental health issues. Like, of course there's mental health issues and trauma because none of that has ever been addressed in any way. Like,
Mm-mm.
in any way, financially, mentally, like, in no way has any issue been addressed other than what we've chosen to do for ourselves.
'Cause
Um,
any black person get their 40 acre and a mule or the money equivalents of it?
no, no, not a single
Me
person.
neither.
No, no. So, if anyone has the right to claim trauma and trauma and mental health, it is Black people in America. What is going on? Oh, maybe
Yeah,
he just delivered a package. I'm like, why did a stranger just pull up to my house and walk down? Maybe he was delivering a package. Sorry.
no, you're good. I made a Facebook post the other day. Um, I said Renee Good deserves justice. So did Breonna Taylor. So did Kiwi Hearing. So did Sandra Bland, Sonia Massey, Corinne Gaines, Rukia Boyd, Tiana Jefferson, Ayanna Stanley Jones, Deborah Danner, Tanisha Anderson, Kayla Moore. And I said, why didn't you care then? And why did our suffering not count as human enough to matter? Justice can't be selective. Silence is a choice. And the one guy that Elijah, who's always arguing with me, or
Mhm.
like, and you know what? He's a black man that always, like, I'll say something, well, actually,
Oh
and
God.
it's like,
Get the fuck out of
I'm gonna
here.
strangle you.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
I just know he has to have, like, whenever I make a post, like, it gets sent as a notification to him because
Yeah.
he
Like he
was quick.
subscribed to you. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was quick to be
And what
like,
did he say? What could you even say to that? What did he say?
he goes, I love you, sister, but please let's not make this a racial issue. Nobody is being selective in this circumstance. A wrongful death is a wrongful death, regardless of whether they were black or white or Latino or Muslim, what have you. The issue is the fact that we have a government that sits idle while American citizens are being gunned down in broad daylight. The issue is that if we don't act now, we will witness a fascist takeover our country. I believe the scariest thing about it is that this is no longer a racial issue. It's American citizens versus a tyrannical presidency. Much love, family.
Barf.
Literally. And I was like, I hear what you're saying, and I disagree. I was like,
Period.
this is about race. Renee was killed because she stood in defense of her black, brown, undocumented Muslim neighbors. She leveraged her whiteness to confront white supremacy, and that is exactly why she was targeted. Her death was a warning to other white people, know your place. Citizens being harmed or killed by the state is not new. It happens every day. If we only call it fascism when it reaches white citizens, we're ignoring the fact that black, brown, immigrant, and Muslim communities have been living under it for a long time. Naming race doesn't divide the issue, it tells the truth about how power actually operates.
Facts.
And then a white person commented and was like, a situation can be multifaceted and complex with many things being true at once. It's true that we have a government sitting idly while citizens are being murdered. It's true that this would be a tragedy regardless of race. And it's also true that the heart of the issue, why ICE is here at all, is deeply racially motivated. we can and should look at all the complex intersections of these situations if we want to fully understand them. And that is the only way to truly move away from repeating them. So then Elijah responds, "This is honestly the most rational take I've read on this topic so far. I agree with what Riot says. This is racially motivated, at least in part. That was exactly what Miss Renee was out there protesting. This was also a cold-blooded murder carried out yet again by a fascist organization. Let's not mince words. Trump is a dictator, and his ICE agents are the Gestapo, driven solely by racial hatred, greed, and the desire for control." So when a white person says it, it's like, oh, wow, that makes so much more sense.
Oh my God. He is the Charlemagne in the group. He is the whack
Literally.
100.
And there was one time he because like I said, he's always on my statuses.
Mhm.
And he'll always, and if he ever, I mean, he's always in the wrong, but there was one time where he apologized to me privately, and I was just like, now, how are you going to publicly go back and forth with me? And then when everyone eats you up, you want to send me a private message and be like, hey, so after some reflection, my bad.
Yeah.
Be public.
Yeah,
The apology should be as loud as the disrespect.
absolutely. What did he
And
say
there
to
was,
that? What did he say to that?
I don't even
He didn't
remember.
he didn't apologize publicly though?
No.
Yeah.
Um, and there was a time he asked me, he was like, would you want to get together on a call or something? And I really had to think about it. And I was just like, no, I just, this is how you are with me through online. How are you going to
Mhm.
be with me in person or on a call?
Mhm. Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, and is he yeah, I wouldn't even trust that. Do you know him personally?
Yeah, I'm sure your sister knows him too, because he's a protester. And that's why it shocks me when he gets on sometimes these rants, because I'm like, dude, you've been
Yeah.
brutalized by the police.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
But he's a man
Yeah.
and an inspiring rapper,
All right. Well,
you know?
um, I saw in passing a conversation being had around whether or not it was appropriate to hashtag say her name with Renee Good. And I think you kind of encapsulated exactly my thinking in that no, that doesn't apply to her. That doesn't apply to her because the whole reason that say her name was a thing was because Black women don't get the publicity or the acknowledgement when these types of things happen to us. And
Hmm.
like you said, he didn't shoot Renee Good because she was a Black woman or because she was a white woman. He shot her because not because he was afraid, but because she wasn't afraid. And that was a
Hmm.
threat to his masculinity and his supremacy and
Hmm.
his authority. That's
Hmm.
why he shot her.
Yes.
So no, should we say her name? Yes, of course we should always speak on it when the government is overreaching.
And
But hashtag say her name is not about her. It has nothing to do with her.
I would point out, ever since this has happened, who hasn't said her name?
That part. That part.
I mean, I'm seeing a whole bunch of white people that, never once said anything about anyone else, but all of a sudden,
Mhm.
you know, Trump is this, Trump is that, like, this wouldn't happen, under if Kamala had won and like all this other stuff. And I'm like, y'all know, like, the Democrats also support ICE, also have funded and expanded
And
ICE.
Kamala is literally a cop.
Yeah, yeah.
Cop.
Mhm. Yeah. So, don't know what to
Mm, mm, mm.
tell you. Don't know what to tell you.
For real. Okay. What else do we have on here? Did we already do this Lily Tino sissy bug chasing? What is that?
I'm still doing a little bit more because she's kind of gone off the radar. So I was
Okay.
kind of waiting to see if she was going to make a sudden reappearance or anything. But she's a trans woman
Okay.
that I'm sure you've probably seen or heard some of her videos where she'll like go out and she gets misgendered a lot.
Mm,
And she, like, makes a big deal about it, and she'll be like, "I wanna talk to your manager." 9 times out of 10, she'll always get her food comped.
mhm,
Um, and I wanna be careful because, like, I will always refer to her as she, her. I will use her name,
mhm,
Lily.
mhm,
But to me, she
mhm,
doesn't really go out of her way to be, like, feminine. And
mhm,
even, like, with the clothes that she wears, like, yes, they're girly, but, like, it's sometimes what I think, like, a little girl or a teenage girl would wear, not like
mhm,
an adult woman, and Lily is an adult woman.
mhm,
And I know everyone's like, "Maybe she's trying to live out her childhood," and it's like, um, I don't know. It seems a little sus to me. And
It
then
sounds creepy.
well, and also, like, she's kind of gotten this big platform, and so, like, I'm not an accountant, I don't know how much money she's made, but, like, I don't think she said and again, it's not their job to, like, let us know, but to my knowledge, like, doesn't wanna get any surgeries or, like,
Mhm,
has any
mhm,
want or desire to get any surgeries.
mhm,
And she came under fire because she went to Disney World and she was like filming before she went into the bathroom. She was like, I wonder if anyone's gonna like misgender me in here. And so she goes in, she uses the bathroom, and she comes out and she's like, uh, actually that was like a good experience and like blah blah blah. And I guess she took a picture in the bathroom and, like, where she's standing in front of the mirror, and then, like, I don't know if families were also in the photo, but, like, I guess someone commented and they were like, "I don't know, it's kinda weird that you're, like, just in there taking a picture of being like, 'Oh, I had a good bathroom experience,' and, like, didn't block out, like, any kids that were in there in the photo or, like, whatever." And so, yeah, the internet kinda ate her up, and then she, like, took a sabbatical for a little bit, and I feel like she was gone for, like, a few months, and then when she came back for, like she was just kinda giving, like, she's not coming back, full time, like, but this is an update to let you know, like, she's still good and everything, and, like,
mhm.
she looked the exact same, you know?
Yeah.
And
Mhm,
then I saw a video and it was the sex worker and she did like the hotlines and she said that there is a term out there called sissy where it's men dressing up as women and they like get off on the fact that they get like misgendered
mhm.
essentially. And like yeah, and I was just like, this is interesting.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot.
And it just kind of reminded me, because did you ever watch Pose?
No, I always wanted to. I just never did.
It was really good.
I heard it was good.
Electra, who's like one of the house mothers, and she's played by Dominique. I forget what her last name is.
Mhm.
Gorgeous human.
Mhm.
And in the show, she's kind of fucking around with he's like this high up like Wall Street guy. Like they meet out his penthouse, like he buys her everything that she wants. Like and I think he's also married. Um but there's a episode where she tells him, she's like, I finally saved enough money to get bottom surgery. And he gets very angry and he's like, I don't want you to do that. Like, that's the essentially kind of saying, like, that's the one thing I like about you.
Not
And
the one thing.
yeah. And I was kind of like, ooh. But it just kind of got me thinking, like, I think there is this type of man that is clearly so homophobic and like is trying to find, I don't know, like these loops to say
Mhm.
like, well, sure they might have a penis, but like look how feminine they are.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
again, as long as everyone's of age and it's all consensual, I really don't care.
Agreed.
But then I start thinking about with like the young woman that they kept on life support because she was pregnant. And
Mhm.
us talking earlier about like, yeah, what are men actually good for?
Yeah.
Nothing. Like y'all can't produce life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I just started thinking like, what if this is some kind of, I don't know, sci-fi thing to like, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if, like, in the future they found out some way to, like, extract uteruses and, like, put them in someone else so they
Oh,
can.
that's not the future. That's here. That
Yeah,
just
like, you know what I
happened.
mean? Yeah,
That
I'm
just
sure it
happened, like, in
did.
the last couple of years, they just did
I bet.
their first successful uterus transplant, and it's crazy because after I had my daughter, I, had a tubal ligation because I kept getting pregnant on birth control, and I'm like, "Absolutely the fuck not. We're not gonna keep doing this." And I had talked to my doctor about like, could we, because obviously my eggs and fallopian tubes and like all of it apparently works very well since it just keeps like skipping the part that I'm on actual birth control. Like, could we like take them out and donate them to somebody who wants to have hella kids? And they were like, no, that there were ethical issues. That was in the 90s. But in the 2020s, they just did their yeah, they did a successful uterine transplant recently in the last few years. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure, like, like, aren't all of Elon Musk's kids, like, I don't know, I've seen a lot of
Mhm.
sci-fi movies that start out this
Mhm.
way. And,
Yeah, and
like
just to circle back, I'm sorry, real quick, to circle back
no.
to the woman that was kept alive to be like basically a human incubator for the baby. That was here in Georgia. And a quick update on that case, the husband had to actually file paperwork and like sue his wife, who, I mean, I don't know that they were married. I don't think they were married. I think that's why he had to do this. But to sue the child's mother, who's passed away, she's not even alive anymore, for paternity and custody or something, because like they weren't going to allow him to take his child home. Now the child's been in the hospital this whole time, but
Mhm.
like now they're, you know, he had to establish paternity because they weren't married, and he had to sue her basically, even though she's no longer alive, in order to get custody of the child that they forced him to have. You know, yeah, yeah. Just, in case anyone was interested. Yeah.
I can't do it
Um,
anymore.
girl. So I know we're kind of coming to the end of 2 hours, and I forgot that we had kind of chatted about this by text. Um, and so I wanted to make sure that we finish out the podcast this week on this is it possible to be both pro-black and live a soft life? Are those two things compatible? I know you said you saw Davin
Mhm.
having a live about that, and she
Yes.
thought no. You said she thought no?
Yes, and I wanna be careful because it wasn't like you couldn't live that,
Uh-huh.
but it would be very tricky because she
Mhm.
was saying it in terms of like, to be pro-black, you're constantly like putting yourself out there and on the line, and like
Mhm.
you have to constantly be loud and like make sure your
Mhm.
voice is heard. And if you're
Mhm.
trying to like live that soft femme life, like that's not
Yeah.
doesn't always go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just a very interesting because I was like, yeah, like anytime that I know me personally, I've wanted to like step back or something, but then it's like I feel guilty because I'm
Mhm.
not like being out there or like being vocal about it. But it's also
Yeah.
like when people are constantly like, "Do you always have to talk race and blah blah blah?" And it's like, "Do you think I like bringing it up constantly? Like, do you think I enjoy this? Like,
Yeah.
constantly having to be like, 'Hey, y'all are being racist,' or like,
Yeah.
'Hey, this is actually rooted in racism,' or like,
Mhm.
'Hey, that's like not cool.'"
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I would also love to just talk about like unicorns and rainbows. Like, trust me, I
Butterfly
would love
rights.
nothing more.
Yes,
But because
absolutely.
y'all
Yeah.
want to ignore the basic ass fucking shit, I have to constantly be like, "Hey, actually, that's kinda wrong."
Yeah. Well, and it would be like, I mean, you just said this, but just to kind of back you up on that, like the reason that we can't stop talking about race is because literally everything is about race.
Literally,
Literally
everything.
everything. Like this country was founded on race and racism.
Mhm.
So like
And honestly, you want me to compare it to something like nuanced? We just witnessed it with Timothy Chalamet winning Best Actor over Michael B. Jordan. Also, mind you, they had to bring Sinners back in theater 4 different times because it was in such high demand. Marty
yeah,
Supreme has been out for 2 weeks.
literally 2 weeks.
Literally 2 weeks. And then I
I
just
saw
saw
somebody say that and I thought that was like an over exaggeration. No, it's literally only been out 2
no,
weeks.
literally 2
Wow.
weeks. And
Wow.
then I'm sure you've seen that guy on TikTok. He's the little linguistics guy. Linguistics.
Linguistics, which
Yeah.
one? Is
He's
it
he's black and has like dreads or
Son
locks.
Michaud? I love him. I love
Yes.
him. Mhm.
He made a video and he like made a good point. He was like Michael B. Jordan's like accent in Sinners like doesn't get enough recognition as it should. Like he
Mm.
sounds like he's from wherever like where the story was
Mhm.
taking place, even
Mhm.
though he's originally like from another place that wouldn't have that kind of dialect.
Mhm.
And he was even saying, like, and you can kinda even see it, like, when they're humans and then when, Stack gets turned into the vampire.
Mhm.
And he was saying how Timothy Chalamet and Marty Supreme, like, didn't even try to do the accent because I think the guy he plays is supposed to be from like New York, but
Yeah.
like he's from a like populated Jewish community up in New York, and they
Mm.
have their own little
Mhm.
language sometimes.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, he like posted a clip of like the actual Marty Supreme talking, and his voice like definitely has a heavy accent. And then
Mhm.
he did like a clip of Timothy in the movie, and it was like, well, that's just Timothy. Like,
Yeah. Have they had the Oscars already?
no. I think tonight's the Golden Globes. I
Okay.
think for that it was the Critics' Choice Awards, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
And Sinners won 4 awards that night, but it's like, again,
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan
I need to
played.
go back and watch that because I started watching it and I fell asleep, not because it wasn't a good movie. I was just tired. And then I just never went back and turned it back on. And I keep saying I'm gonna turn it back on and I just keep
Oh,
not
it's
doing it. But
amazing.
I'm gonna watch a movie tonight, so maybe that will be it. I was kind of thinking about going back and watching Civil War because you were talking about that earlier, but maybe I'll finish Sinners tonight.
Yes, yeah, definitely watch Sinners over Civil War.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I'm just like, when does it end?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. I mean, I think ultimately we have to make it stop, and it's not looking promising. But
No.
maybe it'll just eat itself alive. I guess that's a possibility.
Yeah. See, I go back and forth because like I'm definitely a firm believer everything should be burnt down, destroyed all. But then also because I'm spoiled, right? Like what would that look like?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I don't want it to be, every day we're living like in chaos because
Yeah.
no one knows what the
Yeah.
fuck to do. But
Yeah.
also, like, I also cannot keep living like this either.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
So we got to find some kind of balance.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even think like when it all crumbles, it will be chaos briefly. And I guess briefly is relative. Um, but I mean, I don't think it's going to be chaotic forever. I think everyone's going to kind of want to get back to some semblance of normal as quickly as possible. It's just what does that look like, you know?
Well, and I
So,
know people are, constantly saying too, like, you're going to have to work with people that, like, you probably wouldn't agree with them on stuff. And I'm like,
mm,
okay, but see right there, I'm already kind of like, but where do we draw the line?
yeah,
Because,
yeah.
okay, you want to eat ranch dressing on your hot wings. I don't necessarily agree with that. But could I still work with said person? Yes.
Mhm.
Now, you saying, I hate all gay people, I don't think they should live. Oh, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah, because dehumanizing people is a very slippery slope. So that's what we're
Yes.
not gonna do.
Well,
That's
and
what we're
are
not
you
gonna
familiar with The Last of Us?
do. Mm-mm.
You probably wouldn't like it because you don't like scary stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like apocalypse show,
Mhm.
and essentially, like, which I think could happen, because essentially
Mhm.
fungus, which is it's a real it's cordyceps, like take
Mhm.
over the brain and just make everyone like angry and essentially a mushroom zombie,
Okay.
if you
Okay.
can picture it.
Okay. Mhm.
And so, like, the people who have lived have now, like, kind of built this shelter society, right? And so there's a scene, and mind you, this has been going on for like 20 years that they've been
Mhm.
living kind of in this apocalyptic state.
Mhm.
So the community gets together and they're like, "Oh, we're going to do kind of like a big giant potluck. Like we're going to all get together and like have some dancing, kind of talk about." So the main girl in the show, she's gay. And so her and her little love interest are out in the middle of the dance floor dancing and they kiss. Tell me why this fucking guy comes up and he's like, "No one wants to see that." Buddy, there's fucking zombies outside that gate and you're
Yeah,
worried about two
yeah.
girls
Worried
kissing?
about the wrong shit, bro.
Are you kidding me right now?
Worried about the wrong
Yeah,
shit.
like, I'm not no, I'm not putting up with that.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
go hang outside with the zombies then.
Mhm.
You can
Mhm.
become one of them.
Mhm.
Like, what?
Agreed. Yeah, I've been thinking really hard about, so, I bought my first house a couple of years ago, and there's a couple of like little lots in very close proximity to me of just like land.
Mhm.
And I've been really toying with the idea of like, what if we bought those and put like, because my dream is to own a plot of land where all my family can like live on the land and we have like a common area where everyone can go and hang out, but then we all have our own space that we can go to. So when we're sick of each other, we can just, you know what
Yes,
I'm
a little
saying?
commune.
And so I've been thinking about that for years, like my whole life. And it just occurred to me, like, you know, my dream land is like on a beach somewhere, but I'm not in a position to do that right now. But I am in a position to like buy land that's like literally already around me. Like I don't even have to move. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why
I
don't we?
know.
So yeah, 2026 is gonna be an interesting year. Very excited for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do that
Yeah.
eventually. Like I said, I just want to have my little plot of land, but with like
Mhm.
Wi-Fi and hot water.
Literally, flushing toilets. I always say that I'm a simple girl. I don't need much, but I do need hot water and flushing toilets. I need
Yeah.
hot and cold running water.
Mhm.
Like, I don't want to be going down to the river.
No.
I would like a water source nearby, but
Yeah, they
I
could build
want the
a well.
water. I want to turn on the faucet and the water comes out and it's hot and cold and
Yep.
I can flush the toilet. Like that's very important. I could even tolerate not having Wi-Fi. Like I could tolerate it. I don't want to, but I could tolerate it. But I could not tolerate not being able to sit on a toilet and flush it.
No, yeah.
That's just a
I
little
mean,
too
I
close
guess
to
like
the earth for me.
if I had to, I could live
Yeah,
without Wi-Fi, but
yeah.
I
Don't
wouldn't
want to.
want to.
Don't
Yeah.
want to. Yeah.
Unless we brought back like if we brought back like DVD players and like, VHSs.
And I got hella
Okay.
DVDs and VHSs.
Yeah, like
Got
okay.
hella,
But
hundreds.
I
Yeah,
need to have some form of access to entertainment.
absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, you got anything else you got to get off your chest before we sign off for the night? We covered a wide range of
Mm,
things.
I don't. Do I? Mm, no.
Nothing,
Well,
nothing.
actually, I lied. Did
Hmm.
you see the Keith Lee and like the Tinderism, Mr. Tinderism?
No.
So you know who
But I
Keith Lee
love both
is,
of
right?
them.
Okay,
Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
who both
okay.
of them are.
You're
Uh-huh.
familiar.
Uh-huh.
So, did you know that like that's not Unk's restaurant?
I did know that. I did know that.
He sounds like he's like maybe a mascot or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fitting. Mhm.
Yeah, because Keith Lee went to that restaurant to do a review,
Uh-huh.
and, I don't even think his review was that bad. He was honest, like he always
Uh-huh.
is. He loved
Mhm.
the oxtails. He said the oxtails were super good, but he got, like, one of the big falls off the bone, and it didn't fall off the bone,
Oh.
and his brisket, like, also didn't fall
Mhm.
apart.
Mhm.
But he still rated them like I want to say like a 7 and an 8, like still
Mhm.
pretty high.
Mhm.
And he did his whole thing where he goes back and tries to give like a tip and like pay for someone's food. So he goes back in there and um he was like, we wanted to give $1,000 to help feed people there, and then we wanted to give a $4,000 tip to Unc and like meet
Mhm.
him.
Mhm.
Well, I guess he had security and they took the $1,000 but didn't let Unc get his $4,000 tip. And so
Wow.
then, and like that's all. Oh, quit. And that's all in Keith Lee's video. Like we tried to give it to
Okay.
him, and they said he had to run off and go do a podcast. Well, of course, now the owner and Unc are in a video, and pretty much the owner talks the whole time. He was like, "Well, if I would have known Keith Lee was here, like we would have stopped and like came out and we probably would have given his food directly to him personally and like blah blah blah." And it's like Keith Lee doesn't do that for any of his reviews.
On
That's the whole
purpose.
yeah,
On
like that's the
purpose.
whole reason.
Yeah.
And like how wrong of you guys to take the $1,000 but then not want to
Yeah.
give Unc his tip.
What yeah, that's sketchy. I'm gonna go look that video up because that's super
Yeah,
sketchy. Is it a white guy that owns it?
of course.
Yeah. I knew that Unc didn't own the restaurant, but I wasn't sure if it was a black owned restaurant. So
Well, and I don't know if any of this is true because it was another video I watched, but they said Unc was the original pit master for the restaurant and it was his like recipes. But
mhm.
then a tragedy happened and he like had to step away for like a month or two or something like that. And then when he came back, the owner was like making barbecue and doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is probably why the meat wasn't falling off the bone.
Okay. Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, I'll definitely go back and look that video up because
Yes.
yeah, no, I love both of them. I love Keith Lee. He I scratches, that part of my brain. Something about him and his little family. Like I love his little family. I love his
Yes.
story. I love like is he autistic? I feel like he's autistic or he's on the spectrum somewhere, I feel
I
like.
could see it for sure.
And then of course Unc is just funny.
Mhm.
Like, I have an uncle exactly like that. Like,
Yeah.
I've never met him, but I know him personally.
Mhm.
The
Well,
Unc, I mean,
and yeah, I hope it just gets like I don't know, because also people are comparing the owner and Unc's video, like, because they're sitting like right next to each other, and people are posting that picture of from Django with like Leonardo DiCaprio and Samuel L. Jackson, and
so
I was like,
sad. I hate that for him.
mm,
I hate that for
yeah,
him. But, I mean, it wouldn't be shocking for a man, for that generation of man, and you're still working as a cook in a restaurant, like, I understand the space that energy comes from. I don't like it. I think,
hmm
I
yeah,
think you're wrong, but, like, I understand how he got and, and that just goes back to what I was saying earlier about, there was slavery and then now all of a sudden everyone's free, but there's been
hmm
um, no addressing of any of the issue. And so that's why I give Black people so much grace because the fact that we still even are here is amazing. And the fact that we're functioning at the level that we function, like, is incredible and amazing and deserves recognition. So I give us grace in situations like that because I feel like if he had gotten what he deserved, then he would move differently and feel
hmm
different.
hmm absolutely.
All righty then. Well, we just yapped for 2 hours straight yet again.
Always do that.
We surely do. Good times. All
But
right. Well, till next time, friends. Bye.